Hey, Colorado Springs. This is Jenny Bayless, and I just wanted to start the new year off by giving a little bit of a reflection on my 2022 goals, and then share with everybody my 2023 goals for the year forward. So, diving right in, I think that one of the main focuses that I actually want to, um, really pay attention to this year, and it's not necessarily real estate related, but it kind of circles back to that. And that is actually getting personal finances a little bit tighter. So I noticed that over the past year that our personal spending had increased quite a bit. And I don't know if, necessarily what it has to do with. So I think, a little bit of homework on my part needed to figure out where exactly this is happening. And lucky for me, we've been tracking our expenses for probably close to a decade now. Um, so basically, I want to kind of, take a deep dive into our personal finances and see what areas have grown and what we can do to mitigate that. So I understand that everyone is experiencing inflation in certain areas of life, food, mostly gas, that sort of thing. Personally, our family size has doubled in the past couple of years, and then just getting up, and caught up in other aspects of life. Maybe it's what is it called, lifestyle creep, and just perhaps not as frugal as I had been in the past. So I think that's just something that I want to dial in on. And the reason why I think that it's important from a real estate perspective is that we've focused on developing what our rental property magic number is for being able to retire. But if our rental property number is not adequately covering our expenses, then that changes the whole goal. So I think that it's important to kind of dial in and see, from our spending, is this a new way of life, or is this something that we can, dial back on? And if it is a different, way of living, I think we do need to adjust our rental property goal. So, yeah, just kind of some reflection on that. So my goal for 2023 is going to be to reduce our personal living expenses by 25% of 2022's year-to-date spending. So that would bring us back to about 2021 spending. And the way that I'm going to do that is just identifying expense categories that were significant portions of our yearly budget and spending, and seeing what alternative options that we have out there. So, for instance, I kind of got a head start on it by noticing that our auto insurance had increased significantly. So we just kind of reached out to our insurance broker and asked for a couple of quotes from the typical major carriers that are out there, and we were able to reduce our yearly auto insurance expense by 40% of what we were incurring in 2022 for 2023. So things like that. I'm just going to go through and see, I'm not going to be clipping coupons, anything like that, but just seeing for some, easy wins that we could possibly renegotiate or just be a little bit more mindful of. So again, that all goes back to what is our rental property number that we need to retire. And if it's not adequately covering our expenses, then, we kind of had to go back to the drawing board on that. So that's how it all ties back into real estate. So then going into my real estate investing goals. So just a little bit of background. When we were in our first acquisitions phase of investing, so from 2016 to 2018, we bought 10 properties, and we actually did not buy any investment properties between 2019 and 2020. And during that period, we sold 2 of our rental properties and parlayed that into purchasing our family home. But most importantly, for a rental property perspective, during that time, we really worked to get those properties stabilized and efficiently managed and running. So we worked through a lot of bugs through how we were self-managing, how, any projects that needed to get done from these properties, like getting them, refinanced. Like there's just a lot of things that went into getting these first set of properties to exactly where we want them. And I would say right now, the phase one set of properties that we have is working exactly how we want it. All things considered, obviously, rental properties kind of do what they want to do, but for the most part, we have them exactly where we want them. Um, so phase two is kind of the 2021 through 2022 purchases that we made. And we added 8 units to our portfolio in 2022 alone. So that was a lot. My 2022 goal was to purchase 4 additional units. So I would say that was accomplished. We actually added 8 units to our portfolio. So my 2023 goal is actually very boring. I don't plan to buy or sell anything right now. I just want to work on the phase two acquisitions, and get them really kind of in that well-oiled machine that our phase one properties are in right now. I want to get them exactly where I want them, and just in terms of getting them managed, getting any capital improvements done, just really kind of getting them tuned up and working as efficiently as possible before we look to expand any further. And I think that's important, at least for our strategy, in that we don't want to ever get caught up and not be able to maintain, just the kind of the trajectory of where we're going, like going too fast that you kind of trip over your own feet on that. So we want to make sure that all of our properties are where they need to be before we look to expand in any way, and just make sure that everything is performing in the way that we think it's going to perform as well. So, it's a good time to make sure that you don't have any duds in your portfolio. I don't think that we do at the moment, but time will tell on that. So, so to summarize, my 2023 goals is to not do anything and spend time focusing on the properties that we added to our portfolio last year, and just making sure that they're fine-tuned. So then going into the real estate agent side of things and the team goals. So last year, my 2022 goal was to publish another 52 episodes of this podcast, with its at least 6 focused in Pueblo. So I tallied it up. We actually ended up publishing 51 episodes, but we did have that 52nd episode recorded and in the queue for publishing as of the end of the year. But there's a holiday thrown in there. I took some personal leave in the middle of the summer. So I think that kind of contributed to not quite making the 52 episodes, but the general purpose was achieved. So I'll call it a win. And that is to get Colorado Springs and Pueblo market information published on a regular and ongoing basis so that people can make informed decisions. And then the next goal for agent, requirements for last year was to increase the number of closed transactions in Colorado Springs from 2021 to 2022 by 30%, 15 of which are to be Pueblo transactions. So we did not quite meet that. We did come pretty close. So I'm really happy for our team. I'm not going to make excuses. The market did kind of throw a little bit of a wrench in things. And I think people's sentiments changed midway through the year. But you know what? Like, it's all good. We are going to continue to look for, resources and look for strategies that our clients are looking for. So, we'll continually scrub kind of, what the markets are giving us, what the conditions are, and the best way to adapt to what we're being, thrown at us from a macro level. So I think that's the best that we can do. And then in 2023, my goals are to publish another 50 episodes of this podcast. Continually just getting localized market information out there for everyone to learn and make decisions. And then my transaction goal is for Colorado Springs team to match the number of closed transactions from 2021. So why did we not increase this number? I think it's because as of the time of this recording right now, buyers and sellers are just very confused as to what's going on. The market is pretty volatile right now. And I think a lot of people are just waiting to see how things land. So, nothing wrong with that. I think that we're all kind of expecting everyone to just kind of see how everything shakes out, probably over the next several months, maybe into spring. And as we said, we'll just continue as a team taking what the market gives us and then trying to find solutions and strategies that work for our clients in the current market conditions. So, I think we have a busy year ahead. Just wanted to kind of give everyone a little bit of a background as to what my 2023 goals are. And if you have any questions, reach out to us. Thanks, everyone.